let's go on to the Friday, lads. Well, this is going to be a good race to preview. This is the Triumph Hurdle. It's the 130 2-mile Grade 1. Let's give away one more pair of socks, and the question will be, who was JP McManus's only winner at the Cheltenham Festival last year? Oh, even the lads over here are stuck. I'll give a clue and then someone will literally shout it. JP McManus's only winner at the festival last year. What was the horse's name? Ends in house. There we go. Right, easy. Right, the Triumph Hurdle. The Triumph Hurdle betting looks like this. Vauban is 7-4. Pied Piper 5-2. Phil Dorr is 11-2. Porticello for the Gary Moore stable, we'll get more on that in a second, is 6-1. Night Salute 10-1. Ilete Tom is 11-1. Dr. Parnassus is 12-1. Icada Len is 12-1. 16-1 bar these. This is a hell of a race. It really is. And if we're ever going to buck the trend of a horse going from the Triumph to win potentially a champion hurdle next season, we might actually see it in here. Niall, the one person we need to hear about here is from you, because I'm sure you've ridden this horse in the Gary Moore stable. I'm sure you know plenty about this horse. Do you think he can beat the Irish?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I mean, well, does soft ground have to be key to this horse at all?
No. No, I think if you look, I've said I've ridden the horse. He's a really fine moving horse. He handles heavy ground because he's a very good horse, not because he needs it. I think so. Do
you think he's better on good ground?
Or
do you think he does prefer the soft?
We'll find out. Right. I wouldn't say I couldn't say a certainty, but I just think he's quite a fine moving horse, which suggests he would like a sound surface. I think we're going to get, by the time Friday comes round, it'll be tacky ground. Do you know what I mean? It won't be good ground. It never really is rounder on a Friday. And look, the horse has done nothing wrong. He won his first time out in France. He won for us last twice, first time out, and then second enough twice. Today he was second, nothing went to plan. We'll hold our hands up. He just fits the profile of a horse that when he's sitting him, you just don't think he's a juvenile.
Right.
He's a big, strong, imposing horse. He's one you really enjoy riding. It's like he reminds me as your favourite horse.
Of Goshen.
Of Goshen. And he's a strong bodied.
I can see this. This is the...
He's a strong bodied horse. Even though he's a bit taller than Goshen, he's quite a strong bodied individual. And I think he's got a very good chance.
He hasn't just got Jamie Moore on his back. He's got Goshen on his back in this race here and trying to get the justice for him. The Irish do look very good. I actually think that I do like Porticello, but I think Phil Dorr might turn the form on Vauban from the Dublin Racing Festival. I think the race was run at a bit of a dawdle. I think a faster pace is going to see Phil Dorr to better ability. Jack, let's go to you. I'm sure you're going to like one at the top of the market. Who would it be?
Look, I think Vauban was pretty flattered last time out. It was a bit of a mess for a race. I don't think they went at a good early pace, and I think he pretty much just quickened up the straight. I think if they go at a truer gallop in the Triumph, I think he's definitely going to be susceptible to Phil Dorr reversing that form. But I just can't get Pied Piper's last run at Cheltenham out of my head. I was actually there watching it, and I couldn't quite pick my jaw off the floor. I mean, he kind of made an okay bunch of juveniles look like a terrible bunch of juveniles. Now, of course, he got the better of Vauban. On that day, Vauban obviously should have won if he didn't clatter into the last. I just think Pied Piper's taken a bigger step forward on his second run than Vauban did. I know Vauban travelled like an absolute dream and kicked past Phil Dorr in good style, but I think Pied Piper, he's definitely an unknown. It'd be interesting to see who Davy Russell rides as well. I'm not sure if he'll go the way of the market with Pied Piper or Phil Dorr, but I'd love to be with Pied Piper. I am with Pied Piper, but when I was at Cheltenham on that day, there's one thing that sticks in my head. And after the race when Pied Piper won, I managed to actually grab a chat with Gordon Elliott as he was coming up the chute. And I was asking him, of the two, who does he prefer kind of thing. And he looked me dead in the eye and definitively told me Phil Dorr is the better of the two.
Agreed.
And I can't quite get that out of my head, seeing him tell me Phil Dorr is the better of the two and walk away as if he's not even said anything. So for Pied Piper to be ahead of him in the market, it would hurt me for Phil Dorr to do it, but I'm going to be with Pied Piper.
Yeah, I think the race itself, I mean, listening to especially Jamie Cobb and talking about these horses, he said Pied Piper's probably the classiest of the two, but Phil Dorr is probably the one that's more workmanlike, but probably would suit a Triumph, I think. Like, you need a stayer, I think, that could potentially go to a Triumph, Mattie. I mean, Do you like one of the British in here? Because I know you're a big fan of Night Salute if he comes here.
Yeah, I do. Who did Pied Piper beat at Cheltenham?
Isio. What's Gary's horse? Moulin Clermont.
Mocco de Vassi.
No, Moulin Clermont as well. Who's
Yeah, but he's run against Mocco. He's run against
him,
Mocco de Vassi. What beat that the other day in the Adonis?
Nice loot.
There you go.
He would have lost Teddy Blue if he jumped last.
Eh?
He would have lost Teddy Blue if he jumped last.
He has done nothing.
Who did Teddy Blue beat in France in the Flash?
Who?
Vauban.
Yeah, he didn't jump.
No, but I can tell you about two horses. Like.
But listen, if Night Salute was trained by anyone else, by Milton Harris, it'd be a lot shorter priced.
Agreed. 100% agreed here.
He's done
he should not be 10 to 1.
He's done
if
nothing
you want to sign
wrong.
up Star Sports right now, 10 to 1's a cracking.
He's hardy, he's tough, and I'll go back to it as well. He's a 4-year-old, and he's been there. He's fought blow to blow. He's had good races. He's done it the hard way, and he's tough. And at 10 to 1, I think he is a massive each way bet. I agree with you on Field Door. The race didn't run to suit. He could turn the form round. But I really do like this horse, Night Salute. The other day in the Adonis, he's turned in and he's got Paddy jumping up and down on his back and he still won.
What one did Donna's last year, though?
I haven't got a clue.
It's not
I don't know
the
what I done
best race, really.
No, I think it's going to be very
Who won
interesting.
it last year?
Tritonic.
So, no.
And neither of them ever featured in Triumph Turtle.
Tritonic.
Buck the trend.
Tritonic was actually in that Greatwood that was won by Adagio was in there who came second, so another boost to the form there.
Porticello he looks a lovely, lovely horse, but I think he still looks raw, and I think he will improve going over a fence. I don't know. I was chatting to Gary, saw him at Fontwell, and he said correct me if I'm wrong.
He's a chaser, but
he's done a lot of schooling with. He's been frustrated with his jumping, but he's improved, and I think he'd be a better. I think.
Boy's thing for juvenile has to be a strong horse.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I just think you'll see. I think you'll see more of him in the future.
Definitely a future horse. Yeah.
I mean, the one thing I'll say about Gary Moore's yard, and I love the yard, absolutely love it, but I'd say that he has.
Come there tomorrow morning for a knockout.
But I'd say that he has so many quirky horses. They've all got this little quirk about them that you look and go, God, I wish they jumped better, or they jump left, or they jump right. Like, how can we sort this out? But we've got Goshen. We've got a similar horse in Porticello who's got me riding him home. I think you said to me the other day, you said like, if they weren't to come to us, I mean, if they didn't have their quirks, they'd probably end up at Willie's. So it is simply.
That's right, though. You go like Sire de Grouchy. No, I'll tell you the same. A lot of people went to go and look at him in France and turned him down, and they took him. And what's it? Queen Mother, Tingle Creek. The list is. Sometimes you take chances on these horses because you haven't got owners in your yard just to sign a check and let them fill it out. You can't do that.
Like even to go into Irish Pint of Pints and that, like, which one of the main funding of English racing, like, for good horses. Like, you have Irish Pint of Pint lads riding them out at home. They all know how good horses are. You've got schooling races back in Ireland. The Irish do know where the better horses are. So by the time to go to a sales ring, they know which ones to buy to do. So look, what we do very well on horses. So I think we'll do well at him.
Yeah, and the more stable they're having the best season they've had, and I think it's a stable that's only improving. I think they're going to get plenty of good horses. It'd be nice to see them have a big winner on the week. Let's go on to the Albert Bartlett Novices Hurdle, otherwise known as the Potato Race. 250 there. It's a 3-mile hurdle over. It's a Grade 1, and Hillcrest is 7-2 favourite, along with Manila Crooner, who's 7-2. Ginto 9-2. Journey with Me 6-1. Manila Kukuna is 6-1. God, it's gonna be a commentator's nightmare if they both go. Hollow Games 9-1. Chantrose is 9-1. The Nice Guy 9-1. 10-1. Bar these. I don't know if we've had confirmation yet. I don't think we have, but Hillcrest, we don't know if he's definitely going here. Right, I don't know if it's a sure thing, but Niall, I think you were there that day. Jack, you were there the day that he ran at Cheltenham. Unfortunately, he fell. But Jack, I'll start with you. How big is this horse?
He's humongous. He is absolutely humongous. You can't actually estimate how big he is. He's absolutely massive. Is the mic on? Hello. There we are. Are we okay? Swapping? All right. Yeah, he's absolutely humongous. I mean, at Cheltenham, he was obviously very unlucky. He's very classy. I mean, last time out, the time of the race was really impressive. But the Albert Bartlett, to me, as you called it, the potato race, I mean, 7 of the last 8 winners went off at a double-figure price. Now, I understand why Minella Kruner's favourite. He hasn't really done too much wrong, but I just think he's going to give away a few lengths at a hurdle. He did it at the second last time out, when finishing second to Minella Kakuna. I just don't know how strong the form of that race actually is, and if he does make a big mistake again, I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be found out. Now, there's actually two at prices that I'm going to look at. One's actually in the Racing Ahead magazine of Bardenstown Lad. And one thing's for certain, he's going to be off the bridle so early. But look, he's been very, very progressive over hurdles. I mean, when he actually won at Cheltenham, he looked like he was in a lot of trouble. Sean Byrne gave him a great ride to actually get him home that day. And then at Musselburgh last time out, again, he probably drifted in play, but I mean, found a lot and won by 9 lengths at the end. I think he's probably going to be there or thereabouts. And the other's Eric Bloodaxe, who I think's been very much forgotten about. At about 20 to 1, I think he is now. He's definitely been forgotten about. I mean, if you remember last year, Vanillier finished 10th of 13 in the Grade 1 at Leopardstown. He finished way out the back of the frame, but I mean, he's one of 2 horses to actually beat Fernie Hollow in Fernie Hollow's career. He beat him in a bumper. He's been very progressive until last time out. He finished second to Ginto over 2 mile 4. Yes, he was beaten 11 lengths, but I think that obviously wasn't his trip. He then won a Grade 2 over 2 miles 7. Now, if it is tacky ground on the day, I think he has a decent chance of getting through that ground, and hopefully for Joseph O'Brien can put in a bold display.
Right, yeah. Niall, Hillcrest, a selection from yourself if going here. He is one of those horses. I mean, a lot of people saying with these big horses that if they do make a mistake at the hurdle, it affects them more than these sort of smaller horses who can kind of get away with it on the odd occasion. I think Hillcrest was unlucky probably to fall at Cheltenham the last day, but
he didn't fall. He fell off it.
Well, I genuinely think he is one of the classiest horses I've seen this season over this trip, and it'd be exciting to see what he can do over a fence as well. What is it about him that looks so nice?
He looks like a chaser. He's a very tall horse. He looks at an out-and-out chaser, just by stowaway, pure old school breeding, going back to Jack here, loves his pedigrees. But look, he is the class horse in the race. He's done nothing wrong. In fairness, today he got unseated. He's nearly brought down, he was. There's not much he could have done. But as you said, 7 of the last 8 winners have been double priced. So I'm gone for Hillcrest because he's the obvious choice to race. But at 21 other above is that Ballygriffin Cottage.
He's a decent price, yeah.
Dan Skelton's. I think he fits a nice profile of a horse that's battle hardened without having a tough season. Obviously won a lot of Irish Pint of Pints, similar to Tommy's Oscar, and he's very nice today, last day in Lingfield. So I think at a big price he could be a nice shout.
Yeah, Ballygriffin Cottage. He's been well backed, and I've seen a lot of talk. And Skelton also saying that he's really looking forward to this horse, and the assistant trainer even coming out saying that I wouldn't rule him out. He's now 16 to 1 with Star Sports. Mattie, another Hillcrest fan?
Yeah, Hillcrest. Yeah, I mean, he just looks a pure beast. I mean, everything looks big to me because I'm 2 foot, but he is just, he's chasing the making. He was unlucky at Cheltenham. Richard Patrick, he just got knocked after the hurdle, and he just lost that point of balance, and he was unlucky, but he went back to Haydock and he just showed what he is. He's an absolute beast. Do you know what? A big price, Hollow Games, maybe a step up in trip might help him. Just think he's quite shrewd, old Gordon. He gave him the run last time, and he did get caught for second, but I think he's sort of saving him a little bit just to run a big race in this. And at 9 to 1, I thought each way was quite an interesting price.
Yeah, I think the owners are looking to split Ginto and Hollow Games here, so it looks like Hollow Games probably is going to come here. I like Minella Kruner in here. I know the horse's favourite for the race, but I mentioned it earlier, but Journey with Me is probably my best bet at the festival. This horse actually finished in between Journey with Me and Kilcrut at the start of the season. It's probably Journey with Me's best performance this season. I'll just ignore that run last time, but the horse was staying on really well. Like Jack said, the horse has had issues with jumping. The last day, I think that the horse, at that second last, it did cost the race. I think the horse had a chance of potentially winning. I think Danny Mullins gave Minella Kakuna an absolute peach of a ride that day. But Minella Kruner, I think, an absolute stayer. That's all you need in here, and that's going to be the one for myself. The big one for the week. This is the Cheltenham Gold Cup. It is on the Friday, 3:30, 3.25 miles, Grade 1. Aplutar is your 3-1 favourite. Galvin 7-2. Manila Indo 5-1. Alaho not going to go here, 8-1. Protectorat's definitely going to go here, 8-1. Album Photo 10-1. Conflated 11s. Tornado Flyer is 12-1 and 14-1. Bar those. Mattie, I guess we come to you first because we've got a favourite at the top of the market saying he can't win a Gold Cup.
No. Milano Endo, last year's winner, is, to me, he's just a better... He outstayed a Plutard last year. Was he going to not outstay him this year? Course and distance winner. He's won an Albert Bartlett. He finished second in an RSA that the freak, which is the champs, come and beat him. Last year's Gold Cup winner. He's got beat by Frodon after a break. He's gone to Kempton. He's only gone to Kempton for one thing, and that's to get a run under his belt. Simple as that. Kempton will not suit this horse, and it didn't suit this horse. Cheltenham suits this horse. I cannot believe he's 5-1. I cannot believe he's 5-1.
What price would you make him in here? 11 to 4.
He's got to be either joint favourite or Plutard, or 2-1. I can't believe that he's a 5-1 shot and the Plutard is 3-1. He's outstayed him up the hill last time. That is simple.
Yeah. So you mean we'll have a 2-time Gold Cup winner in here? Course and distance. Everyone's saying
that extra 2 furlongs up that Gold Cup course. It takes a bit of getting. And that's why as I said earlier, Plutard, I'm not saying he doesn't stay. He stays. But Manila Endo is a better stayer. Okay, yeah, interesting to hear. Niall, you actually like one of the English horses in here. A horse put up by, I think, price-wise as well, Tom Segal and Paul Keeley. It's the Skelton horse. It's going to be an interesting one here.
I'm in good company, so I am. Yeah, I like Protectorat. I was in Sandown today, won an Aintree. I know I'm in the wrong course that day, but as long as I had Harry Skelton, and they were delighted with how the horse ran, couldn't fault him. And he's been put away for the race, 7 years old, hitting the right age frame. Look, you can say horses for courses X, Y, and Z, but I like to see a horse in form. This horse's form is 2-2-1, 2-2-1, like, and it's he's one for me in the race. I think I'd love to see him win. I think the lads haven't trained their horses this year for Cheltenham. Usually you see the lads go for winners in a season. This year you see a lot of horses are being pinpointed for races. Like I said, Ballygriffin Cottage, straight out of Bartlett, him for the Gold Cup. I think it's a very well thought out plan.
Right, yeah, I agree with you. I think Protectorat's done absolutely nothing wrong, and is 100% definitely the best of the British in here. It's dominated by the Irish. Jack, you're one who actually tipped up somehow Tornado Flyer at 28-1 for the King George on our channel, and I feel like he's actually quite forgotten about horse in here at 12-1, just due to the fact that he's won the King George. He stays really well. Could he potentially be one of the ones in here that's going under the radar?
I think he needs the pacemaker like he had at Frodon in the King George. I'm not too sure they're going to go at that breakneck speed. I think he'll be able to get up the hill, that's for sure. But I think Mattie's hit the nail on the head there. Manila Indo at 5-1, I think, is a cracking price. Aplutard got outstayed by Galvin last time out when Galvin didn't get the clearest of runs as well. Rachel shut the door and Davey gave him a great ride that day. I love that Galvin's attitude is great. He showed it last year at Cheltenham. He battles and battles and battles. Even when he was second to Frodon, he really did battle. He's as game as anything, but I just don't think he has the class of Manila Indo. Look, Henry de Bromhead has said this is going to be the target all year. This is his big race. We saw it last year. He was kind of a little bit iffy throughout the early parts of the season, but when it comes to spring and when it comes to Cheltenham, he shines. I mean, his run last time out in the Irish Gold Cup, I think, was a perfect prep run for this. And I just think at 5-1, he is the no-brainer in here.
Yeah, completely agree. I think Manila Indo is the one to beat in here. I do think Tornado Flyer is potentially a decent each-way angle. I generally do for the Mullin stable. I can see him running a really big race. I mean, we haven't mentioned Galvin too much in here. A horse who won the National Hunt Chase. We know this horse stays. What do we make of him? Who wants to say something on Galvin?
Listen, he clearly stays. He's a good each-way price, and say when people mention Gold Cup, a lot of people do forget there's that extra 2 furlongs, which you can see a lot of races, especially the Gold Cup, change, and you can get horses come to the second last and think, right, this is going to get place, and all of a sudden they hit that hill, that extra 2 furlongs, and you say Gelvin does stay, and he could be interesting come up the hill at the end.
I also think that the tacky ground might not suit him. I think the pick of his form's kind of been on good to soft ground. If it's a little bit tricky for him to get through, I don't think he's going to be seen to his best ability.
Okay. Does anyone in the room actually think that we could see a 3-time Gold Cup winner here, or potentially even see it as an each-way show? But Album Photo. Album Photo will place. A lot of people fancy him to place. So you go, okay. Sorry? Album Photo to win? Oh, sounds like a lot of people like it might be a man losing his money on the day, but it would be nice to see Album.
And someone stop serving that man at the drinks at the bar. He's clearly had too much.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't. Again.
Also, the really question to ask is, who does Paul Townend ride?
Who does Paul Townend ride in this?
I think it has to be Album Photo. I think that the chance for 3 Gold Cups, surely he doesn't miss that. Surely.
You don't think he'll want to take up the King George winner?
No, absolutely not. I think he wasn't on him in the King George. I don't think he'll be on him.
I don't think you get the choice. I don't think you get the choice, to be honest. You can't jock him off after winning the King George. It'd be a bit harsh. And he's won 2.
It's only his nephew.
Yeah.
He's won 2 Gold Cups on Album Photo. He's Willie will say you're riding him, and it's a bit harsh to jock.
But Paul might say I'm #1 jockey.
Yeah, I know, but you can't. I don't think you can desert a 2-time Gold Cup winner, and your man's won a King. It'd be harsh, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Ruby stuck a Cato Star 1 year, and then
Ruby's Ruby though.
He's big.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. The jockey bookings will come out close to the time. Interesting to see who he's put up on. But yeah, you might be right. You might ride Album Photo to try and get that 3-time Gold Cup winner. Last race we're going to preview before we go into our handicap selections and also any questions from the crowd and from our social media. This is the 450, the Mayor's Chase, 2.5 mile, grade 2. LMA is your, well, Mount Ida and LMA, they're your 5-2 joint favourites. Concertista's 11-4. Riviera Tells 4-1. The Glancing Queen 9-1. Put the Kettle on his 10s. Zambella 10s and 11-1 bar those. Mr. Gary Young, who's given us he's given us the venue this evening. We do thank him for it. I'll give a round of applause, yeah, because he's done a great job on the bar as well this evening.
Yeah, well done, Gary. Only person didn't back it.
This man here, we went, I think it was in 2020, we went on a trip with Bagnall Cricket Club on the coach all the way to Cheltenham. This man could not stop banging on about backing Concertista in the Mayor's Novice. I don't know what price it was, around 4-1 that day, and everyone was on it, bar that man just there, like you said. But he nailed it bang on the head, and it was a hell of a day. Gary, we backing him again? Oh, we're definitely backing him again. Now, I really like Concertista.
What are you backing him for?
Oh, sorry. But Concertista, I do think, is one of the best bets on the Friday. And the reason I say this is due to the fact that, again, course form comes into play, but everyone seems to say that this horse jumps too low and is a bit of a risk, but I don't mind that with a horse over fences. Yes, it's heart in the mouth kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're not riding him, you're not.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul Townend will be right. I'm sure he's used to it. But when they jump low like this and they're speedy at their fences, they do gain lengths. And if this horse can jump a fence, especially as they come down the hill, as long as she jumps well, I think she's going to win this.
If you want him to jump long and low down the hill.
It's going to be. I'm not a rider. But,
I can tell you one thing that might happen there.
But if you're going to fancy this horse, you're going to have to know that that's going to happen. It's going to be heart in the mouth stuff with her. But I just think that she is. I just think she's the classy horse in here. We see LMA, who came here last season, probably a bit unlucky not to win last year. Mount Ida is also a very good horse. I actually had this horse down potentially, if going to the Gold Cup, as a good each way shout, but they've decided here. But Concertista, for me, one of the best bets on the Friday with the course 4. I think she's a very speedy mare, and as long as she can jump those fences at Cheltenham, I don't know why people have been slating her jump. I don't think it's been all that bad. She is quick at her fences, and she'd be the best bet for me on the Friday. Mattie, yourself in here?
Tricky race, really. Number of mares that could win it. I do like Mount Ida. It's just, yeah, again, it was just sort of, you could give a case to so many, and then I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to stick with Willie and sort of and yeah, just go over him really. I went through it and thought, yeah, that's got a chance. It's got a chance. And again, you was hassling me all week, and I just picked.
I know, yeah. I needed a selection.
You needed a selection, so.
And you've picked right. At least you've picked right.
Well, that's it. That's
I mean, no, you just slated the fact that I'm not going to make a good jockey because I'm going to go long and hard.
Make a brave one.
Long and low.
But the horse does jump low. But with these horses we could say it with hurdlers as well when they do jump,
Hurdles when you hit them, they fall over.
But
chase fences don't.
But when they are quick, I say that horses can over jump fences in some ways, can be slow. This horse, I think, is just very quick at fences.
I'd rather it over jump than long.
Do not. No, leave him off.
LMA for yourself here. Last year, like I say, very unlucky.
Bumped into a very good mare last year, Conor Evie. She's actually bred locally to me. Going back bigger, she's bred in my town. No breeders very well, and great win for her last year. Course form, horses for courses, and she's also Goshen's half sister. So
there we go. Yeah,
there we go.
I should be tipping this horse. Goshen's half sister, and I'm not even touching the horse.
And doesn't hang right.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, to be fair, she's a beautiful looking grey. She will go well again. Jack. Mount Ida, I have been a big fan of this horse. I think the horses that we saw last year, a stayer, stayed on really stoutly at Cheltenham last year. What are the thoughts this year?
For me, it's just a big toss-up between the front two in the market. I really can't have Concertista over fences. As you say, she gets in way too low. I think she's probably going to be found out here. I think LMA, as Niall said, that form of Corrievy last year couldn't have been boosted anymore. Of course, Corrievy going on to beat Envoy Allen and Monkfish next time out. But Mount Ida, look, everything went wrong that could possibly go wrong in the Kinmure last year. She jumped out to the right. She went to the back of the field by the sixth fence, but she still managed to do the business. She went 1,000 to 1, I think it was, in play. Look, I don't think she'll be able to get away with that this year, so that would concern me a lot. But I do think that she's very classy. She's shown it. She's still very progressive. LMA, I think, will probably come to the fore in the spring. Was very impressive last time out as well. I think it's a big toss-up between the two, but I think Mount Ida may just have the class over LMA.
Right, okay. And we'll get on now to the handicap selections. I know Jack's got a very hot fancy on the Friday for the last race. We'll get a couple off the gents at the end. Mattie, a couple for the handicaps this year.
I like Good Risk at All for the Coral Cup. Won at Ascot. Sam Thomas. Great lad. Really.
Deutsch will be on board, yeah.
Deutsch, yeah. Him and Sam are good friends from Venetia days. Sammy's a great lad, and it's good to see him get some good horses. And for the Pertemps is the Fergal O'Brien horse, Ala Philippe.
Yeah.
Saw it run at Warwick, and yeah, I saw it run at Warwick. That's all I'm going to say.
And you were impressed?
Saw a name, liked name. It had lovely colour, it did.
Yeah, it had a nice run round Warwick.
Well, not easy for you to say.
And I just thought it was very interesting. I just thought I think that had a good chance in the Pertemps, yeah.
Right, okay, there you go, a couple of sections from Mattie. Niall, are there any that we're going to expect from the Gary Moorstay? I mean, I know you've probably got some outside the Moorstay, but are there any that will be going to handicaps that could be quite exciting?
Look, I'd love to tell you about something we have got smuggled in here now, but honestly, Cheltenham these days, the question is if you get into the handicaps, because they're absolutely infiltrated with Irish horses. We hopefully have a nice bunch. Going for a handicap or a grade race might be that Larry. Great chaser, loves a stiff finish, loves a stiff track. That man there loves him to bits, George Gorman. He rides him out most days.
We've got George Gorman here tonight.
He's winning so much. And his form this year has been very nearly rock solid. Like, he ran up behind Fiddler on the Roof last same ground. He didn't like, even though Fiddler on the Roof didn't win it. It was for Askew won it. Yeah. But and if we're going for a handicap, when you asked me about handicap selection, I looked up one trainer and one trainer only, and that was Emmett Mullins.
Yeah.
And I looked at his entries, and he's got every horse entered in every race just to throw everyone off. But Winterfog 7-1 for the Pertemps.
We've seen it. We've seen this horse being tipped up absolutely everywhere on the previews. Winter Fog for the Pertemps is a very, very
Paul
popular
Byrne,
selection.
the owner, and Emmett Mullins don't miss.
There we go. Yeah, I think a lot of people very confident, and those who have heard Kevin Blake, it was his nap of the week actually at a good decent price. Jack, for yourself in here, I mean, first of all, talk about your horse on the Friday that you're really fond of and been given a really, really nice weight.
Where do we start with Langadane? Goodness me.
Everyone who backs, because Twitter are all over it, everyone's given up.
That's the thing that scares me. When social media are over a horse like they are Langadan for the Martin Pipe, it scares me. But look, last year you couldn't bump into anything more progressive than Galopin de Champs. He was 9 lengths clear of third. He was off 135 that day. He was also carrying a £5 penalty for winning the Imperial Cup. His reappearance last time out, when he finished last of 6 at Taunton, was as good a run as you can have, beaten 10 lengths in last. But look, I mean, he's been dropped £3 for that. He's only off 137, £2 higher than last year. And he's definitely going to get in. I mean, in the last 10 years, I think bottom weight's been between 126 and 136. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't get in. There may be an Irish good thing, or whatever you want to say, that's probably going to come and beat him. The grade 1 horse in the making. But look, I mean, he's absolutely thrown in, isn't he, off 137? So I think he's got a mega chance. He's definitely been found out in the market. But yeah, again, I mean, he's 9-2, I think, with Star Sports, and I think he's going to be there or thereabouts. Will he run into something yet again? Who knows? But hopefully he can do the business.
Okay, anything else, or is that your main hope?
Oh, look, I mean, the Pertemps, I'm a big fan of both Alaphilippe and Winter Fog. I mean, Winter Fog, you can clearly see the reasons there with Emmett Mullins. As Niall says, he doesn't miss. But look, I'll be watching that one with a keen eye. But all hopes lead to the last race of the festival, I suppose. And you can kind of have hope till the end of the festival at least.
Yeah, and if you go on Star Sports at the moment, you can actually get the Next Gen Racing boosted double with myself and Jack. You can get Journey with me for the Ballymore Novice Hurdle and Langadan to win the Martin Pipe. It was 33-1. It's now 40-1. If you do sign up, it's a potentially a decent win bet there. It's one of mine and Jack's our stronger fancies of the week. So 40-1 is a fair price of getting on that. So do sign up to them for that. My handicap selections, it will be Mr. Coffee and the Kim Muir. This horse here, a lot of people are giving up with this horse, but if you look at the horse's form, he finished in between L'Empresse and Pictori the last day in the Scilly Isles. Those two horses are rated 150 plus, and we're now looking at a 137 rated horse who Nicky Henderson has said that, well, if he steps him up in trip, he's only going to look even better. So I just think he's thrown in off 137. I think he's going to go and win the Kim Muir. I really do. I'm quite confident on that. And the other one away from the handicaps is the actual Fox Hunters. And it'd be so nice to see it. We talk about stories, but it would be unbelievable to see Bob and Co. win the Fox Hunters for David Maxwell, because David Maxwell, the one thing about Maxwell is he can get slated all he wants, but this man gives so much to this game. Like, he genuinely does. He puts so much in. He owns the horse. He rides the horses. Got such a good association with Nichols. Look, you two lads on the end, you've probably met him plenty of times. Probably one of the nicest guys in the way. I mean, he's looking forward. He deserves his Cheltenham Festival winner, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely. And listen, he puts his own money out of his own pocket. He buys horses. He rides winners. I know he got absolutely slated at Donny.
He did. Shame.
When he got beat. But you know what? It was one of those. He was travelling better than anything. He's gone on. And it was one of those races, I don't care who rode it, whether it was Ruby Walsh or David Maxwell, you'd come back in and you'd say, do you know what? I'd love to have another crack at that and ride a different race. But at that split second, he was going better than anything. He sent him on. You haven't got eyes in the back of your head. And watching the race, hindsight's a wonderful thing. You would have rode it differently. But he's done nothing wrong. But just because he's got a Mr. in front of his name, he works hard on his fitness. He puts a lot of money and he gets everything he deserves. And he's a real nice fella.
Yeah, he genuinely is. And listening to the Paul Nicholls Stable Tour, one of their better chance of the week, Bob and Co. And I do agree, especially with the ground being a little better. I think the last day it was a bit heavy and it didn't seem to work out for him. Let's go quickly for our best bets. Nap next best and long shot potentially for the festival. Mattie, down the end, we'll start with you. Your best bet, your next best, and your long shot.
Best bet is the Batchy Treble, Honeysuckle, Shishkin, and Galopin de Champs.
Is that for the turn? Whoa.
Turners.
Okay, fine. Your next best?
My next best.
It's going to be an Ella Indo, isn't it?
Milano Indo.
Yeah, I knew it would be. And anything a long shot for the festival, potentially a handicap or maybe a double figure price.
No.
Oh, okay, right. Back the shorties all week. It's as simple as that.
That's it.
Niall, yourself, the best bet of the festival this year.
Shit. Best bet for the festival for me is Paisley Park.
Wow. There you go, Paisley Park, the best bet. Everyone's a big fan and of that. Your next best, if you had a second best.
Next best, I'd have. Next best, I'd have Stormy Ireland. I think
Stormy Ireland
she's
for the
strong
mares.
shout.
Okay. And I know potentially you might put up as a long shot, but Ballygriffin Cottage for the Albert Bartlett?
Yeah, Ballygriffin Cottage for
Yeah,
Albert
Bartlett,
Bartlett.
okay.
Because as I said, it's a race that throws up a long shot, and he could be the one.
Okay, perfect. Jack, your nap in next best in the long shot.
It's probably gonna pay me to say it, but I think Langadam will win the Martin Pipe, so that's gonna be my nap of the week. Next best is gonna be Queensbrook for the Mares Hurdle, taking Niall on there, and also the long shot. I'm gonna take Niall on in the Albert Bartlett with Eric Bloodaxe.
Okay. Yeah,
the best man win.
my nap of the week, it will be Journey with me in the Ballymore. I think he's going to go and win that. My next best, I'm probably going to say, will be, Lom Presse in the Turners.
Sam.
Oh, I knew I'd get slated for that. And my long shot of the week, I will go with... let's just do it. Bob and Co in the Fox Hunters. There we go. Go on the Maxwell. Right, before we end, how long we got? We've got about 8 minutes. Are there any, before we get into the social media questions, there's a couple of questions from the crowd. Yes.
I've actually got 3, if that's all right.
We've got 8 minutes.
So, first of all, to Niall, with Editor de Gite, does he go to the Champion Chase or the Grand Annual? Which is the preference? Obviously, you've ridden in before the last day, which is your...
Wait, so the question was there, just for those who are watching online, is Editor de Gite, where does this horse go, the Champion Chase or the Grand Annual, and what do you think of his chances in either?
No certain decision has been made yet, obviously, because, look, Champion Chase is a hottest Champion Chase as there's been and in a while. I'd love to see him go there, because I think he's got a great chance of running a proper big race there. But also in the back of your mind, he's still have a good mark for Grand Annual. He's 150 something plus, but it's going to be a compressed handicap this year. And again, I think the horse has got great form around the track. And I think whatever race he goes for, he's still a big price for both races. I'd like to think he'll go for the Champion Chase, but I still think there's no certainty made, but I think he's got a great shout. If he goes to Grand Annual, I'd love to claim £3 off him.
Oh,
I won't though.
No certainty as of yet, but if Niall ends up claiming £3 off Editor de Gite and potentially a bet there.
Speed will be broken.
You got another one?
Yeah, the second one is in the Potence. Obviously, you've got Side of Berlay, who has won it twice. And you've got a claimer taking off 7.
Very true.
Back into action. Has he won it twice purely because of Geraghty, or does he have a chance now?
So the question is, Jack might want to answer this one, but Side of Burley in the Pertemps, obviously a horse who's done it twice. I'd say that Barry Geraghty's the one you need to lift this horse home, but has been announced.
Rob James is a very good jockey.
Yeah, he is.
He's a pint jockey. He's not a young £7 claimer. He's a seasoned pint jockey.
So,
He'll be really professional.
A £7 claimer.
He's a very good value for that claim. He is very, very good value for that claim. Whether it puts him in there at an older age, I wouldn't know. I'd rather winter fog, but I wouldn't be turning you off him for the £7 claimer. Jack,
what do you reckon of Side of Burley's chances?
I just think now he's 10. I just think he's regressing somewhat. Obviously, Barry Geraghty was a great asset to have on board. I just think there's probably going to be something like a Winter Fog on Alaphilippe, who's just too well handicapped for him. He may run his good race again and maybe finish a 5th or a 6th, but I think probably his time's gone and he may be on his way out.
Okay, an online question that we've got here is a lay of the festival, horse that you will not, you'd want to lay off. Mattie, who would be the lay of the festival this year? Who's not going to be winning?
We can't lay. We can't.
Oh yeah, you can't. Yeah, no. Who won't be winning?
Plutard.
Who do you think? Plutard. Right. Okay. Jack, yourself?
Bob would have to be Facile Vega in the champion bumper.
Facile Vega. Okay, yeah, I probably agree with that with regards to that one. And
what do you think? What do you think?
What?
What's your lay?
What, you want my lay? Bob Ollinger. Bob Ollinger won't be winning the Turners this year. That's all I'm going to say. And as Jack and I have both agreed, for K9 partners, we will do a Next Gen Racing Lucky 15 for charity. We'll do a £2 win bet or £1 each way, depending on what the prices are looking like. For the charity, all put a selection in, depending on price. You might want a good price for the charity. You've given us your nap, but who would you like to put in for the charity Lucky 15? Galloping de Champ for the Turners. Niall, if you had to pick one. Porticello.
Yes.
Don't be so stupid. It's a charity bet. Just put the charity bet down the pan. You've got to think with your head, not your heart. No, he's going to change that. He's going to change that.
We'll come back to him. Jack, yours?
I'm going to think with heart. It's going to be Langadan.
Langadan. I'm going to whack Journey with me and the prices. What are we going with?
Stormy Ireland.
Stormy Ireland can go in. There we go. So, oh, sorry. Yeah, we'll get one more question before we end. This guy's got loads of questions.
Are you a bit concerned about Brandy Love getting done from in front and behind?
Right. It's a question that we can't answer on this channel, unfortunately. So we appreciate the question.
You're forgetting she hangs left and right as well.
There we go. That's it for our Cheltenham Festival preview. Oh, sorry. We got one more. Sorry.
Can I ask? Does the panel think that Henderson and Nichols are going to beat Ireland? No one thinks that.
Basically, a question there was: do we think that essentially, we'll ask short that England will beat Ireland in the Presbyterian Cup, or Britain will beat Ireland?
England's only winner last year was Biddick in the Fox Hunters, wasn't it?
Jack, any comment? Because I think Star Sports had a market for it, didn't they?
Yeah, they had a handicap of plus.
Star Sports had a handicap thing for the Presbyterian Cup.
Yeah, Britain were plus 8.5 at 5 to 6, and Ireland were obviously minus 8.5 at 5 to 6. So if you want the handicap Presby Cup betting, that's the one. But I don't think Britain have any chance whatsoever. But I do think on the Tuesday we could potentially go 2-1 up with the Supreme Arc or an Ultima. So we always have the winner of the Ultima. So it'll be interesting there.
There we go. That'll be interesting. Right, that is going to be it for our preview. If you haven't already subscribed to the Next Generation YouTube channel, do so. Give the video a like. Comment down below with your nap of the festival, and we will be back with you after the festival for a preview of, probably a review of the festival, and also a preview going into the 2023 festival of any horse that look good going forward. So, yeah, look, a massive thank you to Mattie Batchelor. Let's give him a round of applause. Still a bricklayer and a footballer. Niall Houlihan from the Gary Moore Stable. Big thanks to my right-hand man, Jack Dorlin.
And obviously a huge thanks to Sam, the host and the presenter of the channel as well.
And I just wanted to say a massive thank you. He's not here tonight, but sorting out all the cameras tonight was a gentleman called Dean Offord. He's at a gig playing tonight. We got Luke on the sound. Luke on the sound. He's done a great job tonight. Jack's mic went just towards the end of that preview. He ended up getting that back going. And a big thank you to Gary Young once again for giving us the venue this evening. Honestly, thank you so much. So that's it for our Cheltenham Festival preview. It was a great night down at Pagham Cricket Club. We really enjoyed it. We're going to have videos out to you guys of a split of this video, day 1 to 4. They'll be coming Tuesday to Friday next week. And then we're going to have our main selection video that will come out on Saturday. We'll give our main picks for the festival. And that's it. We're all done, Jack.
And can you believe it, Sam? It's 2 weeks until the Lincoln, baby. Come on.